everyone, my name is Chloe, and today I'm here to talk about just some of my goals for 2023. So I've got some bookish stuff, some like YouTube stuff, some personal stuff, just some goals that I am trying to achieve here in this next year. So I love lists. I love lists. I love goals. I love like planning. I love all of that. But New Year's Eve and New Year's Day kind of freak me out, honestly. Like just the pressure, like I'm filming this on New Year's Day. It is January 1st, 9:30 in the morning. And like, I feel like I should be doing all these new things or things differently or better or whatever. And like the pressure of that makes me not want to do anything. So it's interesting. Like I love goals and I love lists and I love like improvement and all of that, like especially in efficiency and just betterment of yourself. But like the New Year's Eve, New Year's Day thing freaks me out and puts too much pressure. But needless to say, I was a little bit unsure if I was going to do goals this year, just because personally our life has been so crazy this year. Like it has been like I'm just ready for a year of nothing, like just quiet. I have no goals, don't want to achieve anything, don't want to do anything great. I just want a calm, peaceful year. And I actually write myself a letter every New Year's Eve. And then it's like kind of recapping the year and then my hopes and prayers for the upcoming year. And reading this last year's was really interesting because if you guys have not been around, we had a miscarriage over Christmas and New Year's of last year. So where the place I wrote it from last year was in a really hard, heavy spot, and it was just the beginning of a really hard, heavy year. And it just makes me like, yeah, woo, we survived 2022, and that's about all I can say. So here's my goals for 2023. They are small, but let's get to it. So bookish wise, like my personal reading, I want to read at least 2 nonfiction every month. So I'm not sure, I haven't gone through and looked at like the stats for my 2022 year, but I love nonfiction and I read a lot of it. But I kind of go through like spurts of it, and I want to be consistent about reading 2 a month. And they can be anything. They can be memoirs, self-help, Christian fiction, or not Christian fiction, Christian nonfiction. They can be like anything. I just really want to be diving into nonfiction because I feel like I learn the most from nonfiction. Even if it's a memoir or something not intended to teach you anything, I feel like I learn how to relate to people better. I just learn a lot from them. And I am not a huge podcast listener. I want to be. I'm subscribed to like 1,000 podcasts because I want to be. But I love the productivity of reading. And if I have time, like audiobooks is where I'd rather spend my time because it feels more productive. Like, what does that say about me? I don't know. But so for that reason, I really want to be learning and growing throughout the year. And I'm going to try to do that through 2 audiobooks or 2 nonfiction books, probably on audio, every single month. I really do, like, this is a whole topic for a different day, but I do like audio books for nonfiction. If it's a memoir, 100%, because if the author especially reads it themselves, I love that. Nothing better. If it's more like factual, like learning about something, I prefer to either have both or do physical. So it's interesting, like the different modalities within nonfiction. I don't know how I like to do that, and that definitely slows me down sometimes. With nonfiction is because I like to have it physically. I love to take notes. Those are the only books I really like annotate. So anyway, all that to say, 2 nonfiction a month. The other like reading goal that I have for the year is to read 50% off my shelf. So if you guys watch my wrap-ups, I always say that's the goal, is to read 50% off my shelf. I'm not going to be super rigid about it, and like I'll probably take it as a cumulative thing throughout the year. If I do 50%, I'll call it a win. But I am going to be a little bit more mindful of it throughout this upcoming year, just to try to clear off my shelves. So with that, not necessarily reading, but bookish, I want to organize these shelves because they're driving me crazy. They're probably driving a lot of you crazy too in the background as you see them get more and more and more cluttered. The reason why is because upstairs I have 2 bookshelves of unread books. Down here I have 1, 2, 4 bookshelves of read books. And I have now read more, obviously a lot more than I have unread. And I need to, so the way I'm going to organize these and clean them up is just by going through and cleaning them up, because like sometimes they just get set on shelves. I use them for a video and don't put them back all the way because I've got kids, so if they're on the right shelf, they're good. So I'm going to do that. But then also I think I need to do kind of a ruthless unhaul and see if we can do that. The other thing is the room I'm in right now. I'm not going to show you the entire room because I just am not, it would be a mess. But this is like my office room kind of. And I'm wondering if I can rearrange, because the goal is to have just one bookshelf of unread and then however many of read, because I'm so comforted by the idea of being surrounded by some of my favorites and having books that I can loan out or whatever. I just am really comforted by this fact. So if I can maybe figure out how to get one more shelf down here, that would be awesome. But we're not quite there yet. So sometime this year, I really want to get my bookshelves organized. And I need to do it at a time when I am kid-free, because my kids helping me is why these look like this. So another like kind of bookish goal that goes along with that is to figure out a good unhaul system, because I've got a huge book box right here of books to unhaul, and I just don't know what to do with them. And I don't know, since we have moved to this area, I haven't found a good system. So in our old town, I knew where all the little free libraries were, especially within close proximity to me. I would go to them regularly. And here, like, the little free library map is off, and I don't know why. There's a couple that, like, most of them are residential, so I don't know if they're just like super transient people and they don't change it. I don't really know, because I've gone to multiple that then there's none there. And then I've also like stumbled upon some. So I need to get better about little free libraries. And then the only other option that I know of right now is like half price books. And they are such a terrible deal. Like, it is such a terrible deal that you go in there and you get like $10 for hundreds of books. And I don't know. And they also moved, so they're a lot further from my house, and it's just not a great deal. So I need to figure out, I either am going to do Pango books. I have discovered that this year. I have fallen in love with that, and I may do that myself. If you guys would be interested in me setting up a Pango Books account, let me know. If you don't know what Pango Books is, it's just an online place where you people sell and buy books, and they're super cheap. They're all just like individuals like me or you posting their books for sale. You have to take a picture of your book, so you know exactly what cover you're getting, you know exactly what condition you're getting, and it's great. I love it as a buyer. So I may do that, or I may try to explore a couple more local used bookstores and see if they're any better at turning things in, or I may just donate, because honestly, I don't know that I have like the bandwidth to add too much to my plate as far as selling books, and we're talking about a couple dollars here and there. I just want to make sure they get into good hands, and I don't really know what to do with them. So I need a good unhaul system, and I need to organize these shelves. Then as far as like YouTube goes, you guys know, I think the end of last year, September, I took a break for a couple months, and that was great. But like, I now have loved being back, and I don't make as much content as I did before, but I feel like I'm in a really good spot. And so my goal is to make 6 videos a month. I was going to say 2 a week, which is what I always aim for. But for me to just give myself grace, I am going to say six a month, which is, almost 2 a week. Little more than 1 a week. I don't know. Just because, like, you guys, I am determined to a fault, I think is how it's been said before. Because if I make a goal, I will achieve that goal or I'll kill myself trying. And so I don't want to say I'm going to do 2 a week, because then there will be no room for grace. So 6 a month, 6 videos a month is what I want to do. And I want at least one of those to be a vlog. I love vlogging, and I used to vlog all the time. When I had one kid, and when I had like one kid and a newborn, I think I vlogged all the time. And even one kid and a little baby, I vlogged all the time. And I loved that because I got the most interaction with you guys. And it just helped me to really talk out my thoughts on books. And I love now looking back on those vlogs. And so I really want to make sure that I'm doing one a month. And then also with that, I want to continue kind of the regular things that I do on my channel, which is wrap-ups, hauls and unhauls, and then like anticipated reads. Because I think they're so fun. And like, I love diving into the new releases that are coming out. Even if I'm not going to read them super soon, I really like researching them and talking about them and like building the hype for them. And then some of you guys come back and tell me that, oh, don't waste your time, or oh, do, or sometimes I do read them. So I really like all the like regular things I have going on. And so I want to make sure I'm continuing to do that. So those are all of like my bookish goals. And now personal goals, like I said, I'm keeping it small because I just want a year of peace. I don't do like a word of the year tip. I've never done that. But maybe I need to. Maybe I make like a vision board with a word of the year. But if I had to choose, it would probably be peace. Because if you guys are new to the channel, I've got a 4-year-old, a 2-year-old, and a 4-month-old who was born 2 months early. So she was a preemie, is a preemie, and still has a lot of medical complexities, and it has just been all over the place. And it's still, she is doing great, but there's still a lot to come with her. And so just peace over the process, over just all of it. Peace and just lack of like, just if things could just be regular, that would be great. No news is good news this year. So, but I'm setting 3 goals. So the other thing is we have decided to homeschool our girls, at least in the early years. And this year, my oldest daughter is 4 going on 5. She'll be 5 here at the end of January 30th. And this year we have started homeschooling, and she is the type of kid that is very eager, ready, very intelligent, going to be a very good student. And so, but this year I've been very inconsistent about it, partially because of just my life and what's all been going on in my life, that I haven't had the ability to be super consistent about it, but also because she's 4 and I really want to make sure we're not pushing. So next year I would like to be a little bit more consistent about it, and because she'll like next year is when she would start kindergarten technically. And so I want to be a little bit more consistent about it, again with flexibility because she's still just in kindergarten. So but I want to be a little more consistent about it. So that's goal number 1. Goal number 2 is that I want to do some sort of journaling. I do not like journaling. I don't like it at all. I have an anxious brain, and so slowing down to journal is literally painful for me. Like, it is just hard, but I know that's kind of the solution to slowing my anxious brain, is to kind of get it out on paper. And so I don't know if that looks like a gratitude journal, if it looks like just a bullet list of what we did throughout the day that then I expand on as I want to. I don't know what it looks like. And if you've got a good strategy, let me know. One year, I can't remember when it was, maybe 2019 or something, there's like a journal called like 5 minutes a day or something. And it's just a couple lines for every day, and you can write whatever you want. And I did that, and I did it consistently, but I didn't notice the huge difference. So I don't know. I want to do some sort of journaling, or at least try it. And then last is skincare. I have always been blessed with really like fine skin. It's just not one of my issues, but now as I'm getting older and I'm getting less and less sleep and all of that, like I'm noticing my skin is just kind of struggling. And so I really want to find some sort of skincare routine, whether it just be moisturizing more often or what it is. I don't really know, but some sort of skincare. So that is everything that I'm hoping to achieve in 2023. And let me know, like, what are your goals? Do you set goals for the year? Do you set goals for smaller chunks of time? Do you just kind of wing it? Because I'm kind of in the just kind of wing it mode. But let me know your thoughts. So thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.